So, today I was going to show you a game called Illum. It's a cute little game where you solve puzzles with light, and I had actually recorded the entire thing and was about to edit it, and then I realized the game footage did not record correctly. In fact, it looked a lot like this. Yeah, that. I might insert some clips here about my reactions to the game, because the face cam footage was fine. Oh my god! Whee! Oh, that's cute. A little astronaut. Oh, it's got stuff. Orb. Buddy. Friend. Pal. My worst nightmare is stairs. I go to sleep at night, all I see is stairs. I wake up, there's more stairs. Bisexual waterfall? Some of us have to suck. No! Me. Waha! I have done it. Aha, you do want the light. Yes, come with me. Yeah, it was just a really fun game, and it was a shame that the footage did not get recorded correctly, but I'm gonna put a link to this game in the description in case you want to check it out, because I really like playing it. And so, because this game takes place in, I assume, space, it's a little astronaut guy, he's so cute. This video, I'm gonna be talking about space.
We're talking about space?
We are talking about space today, Derrick.
Oh my god. I still don't know that much about space.
Yeah, Derrick, I have a very good question for you, which is, if you were a simple little guy in an astronaut suit, and then you had a bunch of puzzles in front of you and a little glowing light that told you to do the puzzles, what would you do with your day?
First of all, I would pay attention to all of the other little guys, and make sure that none of them are gonna kill me.
All of the other little guys? What if there are no other little guys?
Oh, there's no imposters? What if I'm the imposter? Well, what I would do is, I suppose I have nothing better to do, right? Like, it sounds like my options are either do some puzzles or, like, dehydrate to death. I guess I'll do some puzzles.
That's fair.
Yeah, dry up into a little space raisin. That doesn't sound like the best sort of way to go out.
No, it does not. As space does not seem like a very comfy place to be.
Yeah.
I would not like it. I would not like to go to space.
I mean, if it's like I'm an astronaut, then I can see going to space being pretty fun, but also going to space is like one of the most dangerous professions you can do.
Yeah, it's like no way in heck could you ever get me to do that. That is so crazy to me. I would not be okay with it.
It's a good thing that you're not exactly under a threat of being sent to space.
That's true. Nobody currently is threatening me to go to space. That is true.
I believe that for at least a good while, space is going to be an entirely voluntary area to go to.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes, I am recording.
Oh, I was just talking.
It was great. It was great stuff. You're gonna be amazed at how incredibly pixelated you are.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, check me out.
Derrick is 7 pixels. Do you have a favorite planet, or did you ever have a favorite planet, like as a kid?
I would say my favorite planet would probably be Venus, because I can actually see it.
Oh.
Yeah, like, when I was little, I thought that there was just an especially bright star in the sky, that, like, all the other stars were just out, and, like, this one's just super bright. But no, that's just Venus.
That's just Venus hanging out.
Yeah. It's a very hot and cold planet, is what I heard. Not a very fun place to live. I hear it's like, it just flip-flops between, like, 1,000 degrees and negative 1,000 degrees or something silly like that.
Yeah, that sounds lovely to live in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Venus maybe not such a good place to live, but nice to look at.
Devin, do you have a planet's tier list? Where would you rank Jupiter, the big chunky?
Jupiter I'd rank pretty high. Right? But go on.
What's your lowest tier planet?
What's my lowest tier planet? I was gonna say Earth.
Damn.
Let me think about the planets. I know Mars is next to us. What are the other ones that are next to us? There's one that's one or two that are closer to us than the sun. I think we're the third or fourth from the sun, right?
Yeah, it's Mercury. It's Mercury and Venus.
Mercury.
Haven't you heard Yakko's Order of the Planets?
I have not. What is that exactly?
It's a song from the Animaniacs where they sing the Order of the Planets, and they neglect to mention Uranus. Until the end of the song, in which one of them says, "You forgot Uranus."
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's classic. No, it wasn't sung by Wacko. Wacko said, "You forgot Uranus" at the end. I believe it was sung by the main character one. It was like Dot, Wacko, and the third one was the main character.
I wouldn't know. But yeah, what I was going to say earlier is, you know what I would rank higher than Jupiter? I'd rank Saturn very high, because he got all them rings, and I think that's pretty darn cool.
No, Jupiter doesn't.
Yeah, it depends. I think there are some planets that might have rings that are just really faint. I don't know if I just heard that somewhere or what, but yeah, I've always liked Saturn because of the rings. I always thought, oh, that's pretty neat. He has accessories.
When I was younger, my favorite thing about space was that it was just really big. I just liked the absurd scale of space.
Yeah, it's pretty big. it's
Asia, chunky area. There's a lot of nothingness out there, though.
There is a lot of nothing out there, yes.
Something that I did back in high school was, like, we were supposed to write children's books. And my children's book was about how big the universe is.
That's neat.
I tried to put it into perspective by, like, comparing one thing after another and then trying to say, like, what this means, like, how you could visualize it. I think I could do a better job now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, okay. were you especially interested in that as a kid? Is that why you picked that?
Yeah, I liked you know me, I like numbers.
You do like numbers, this is true.
And visualizing them. So the fact that, like, you know, the universe is like this incomprehensible number and I just wanted to comprehend it, right?
That's fair. That's an interesting way to look at that. Yeah.
The sort of, like, angle that I took my children's book was that I just took, like, a small object and then I, like, said, okay, well, this is how many times bigger this next object is. And I just repeated that until we got to the universe. And I think I could have done that, like, a little bit more elegantly, because I have some leaps here. So the first thing I did was a shrew, which is, like, these tiny little mouse rat thingies. Which weigh, like, 2 grams.
A shrew sounds like it would be a bird.
No, it's a little guy.
It's a little guy. It's a little mouse. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then I did a house cat because I love cats.
Of course.
And the average cat weighs about as much as 800 shrews. And then we have houses where house cats presumably live. And inside of a house, you can fit like 200,000 cats. Not that you should, but you can.
No, you definitely should not put 200,000 cats in a house. That would not be good. That's not enough space for them to...
But Devin, imagine if spiritually you had 200,000 cats in your house.
Spiritually, though, not physically. That would be pretty cool. Because that's a lot of cats. I was going to say that's a lot of, like, if you think of them like maybe cats that had previously lived there or whatever, they're a bunch of ghost cats is what I was imagining when you said spiritually. So that just means that everything is being knocked off of my table by ghost cats.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next thing was a lake, which a lake could fit about like 100,000 houses in it, like volumetrically. And this next one's a bit of a leap. The next one is Earth.
Earth?
The whole damn Earth, which is about a billion times larger in volume. Actually, it might be more. Maybe that was the surface area. I'd have to redo this math. I don't feel like that really works.
The math you did as a small child may be mildly incorrect.
I wasn't that small. I was like 13.
Okay. A medium child.
Yes. Big, medium stupid.
Oh no, you can't call children stupid.
I can call children are stupid.
Children are uninformed. Or not uninformed, okay. But like unexperienced.
Children are stupid, but so is everyone else.
Okay.
Except their stupid is more noticeable.
I will agree that everybody is stupid in their own right, especially some people. But yeah, I'd say just for the most part, kids are just like completely inexperienced. Like a baby doesn't know what their hand is right away because, well, they've never seen one before.
True. Okay, so the next one is the sun, which has like 1,300,000,000 Earths inside of it.
Okay.
And then the next one is VY Canis Majoris, which is the largest star we know of, which can fit 13 billion suns inside of it, which means that if you just like split it up evenly among everyone on Earth can get like 2 suns out of VY Canis Majoris. Yeah, and then this next one's a little bit of a leap. We have the Milky Way galaxy, which can hold about 400 billion VY Canis Majoris in it. I think I might have started getting kind of lazy here.
I asked, did you just make up that number?
No, I based it off of measurements and like volumes. Okay,
all right, that's fair.
That's because like it's not like pure matter in the Milky Way galaxy. Like it's a lot of empty space mostly. It's like just the volume of it from like the whole thing. It could hold that much.
Okay.
And then the universe, and this universe one has the most controversial measurement in it. I remember this one being very controversial because people were like, "Derrick, what does this mean?" So, anyways, in the whole universe, it could take about 23 million billion Milky Way galaxies to fill up the whole universe. And then I said this: if you had that many pennies, it would be half the size of the moon. And people are like, Derrick, what the hell does this mean? Visually, what does it mean? Like, it makes sense to me. That's a lot of pennies.
That is a lot of pennies, yeah.
Yeah. But be like, can't you find something like half the size of pennies so that like it would be the full moon or something? Like, twice the size of pennies would be the full moon or something. It's like I could, but pennies. Yeah, I could probably do something like a nickel. Maybe that'd be like the size of the universe, right? And that'd be like, and then like the size of the moon, a bit closer.
I have no.
I was proud of that comparison, though.
Yeah.
Devin, how much space stuff did you do as a kid?
I did not do much space stuff as a kid. I didn't do much learning about it. Like, in like kids shows, they'll have an episode where a kid puts together this big diagram of our galaxy or whatever, all the planets, right? I never did anything like that. I don't even know if we did like drawings that were like that. We learned some of that stuff through like videos or movies, but honestly, I don't remember a lot. I thought space was interesting as a kid, but I never really thought much about it. Yeah.
How about now?
I think space is terrifying now. Like, that's so much of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of sheer nothingness can be pretty existentially scary.
Yeah, for sure. I read somewhere recently that the word galaxy, where it comes from, it has the word milk in it, I believe. So when we say the Milky Way galaxy, it's just it's just milk. Like, yeah, milk.
Milky galaxy. I remember that there was like this joke about like aliens discovering us, and it's just like, what do they call their galaxy? The Milky Milk Galaxy. Oh, okay.
Alright.
Kind of weird. What is their thing? They're mammals, so they produce milk. Ah, I see. And like they just kept going on about how like we're just obsessed with milk.
Just as a
and, like,
species.
That's how the aliens interpreted us. Like, we are just obsessed with the stuff.
Okay, so to be fair, humans did actually somehow develop the gene to digest milk past being a baby. Like, that didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah, and that was something else brought up in the story. It's like, oh, so do they, like, drink milk all the time? It's like, yes, like, so it's like, they evolved it into, it's like, no, they just had horrible diarrhea every time they drank milk, but they just kept doing it until it worked. And they're like,
until it worked. Yeah, if that isn't the human condition, I don't know what is. Drink milk.
Yeah. Is this still on topic? We're supposed to talk about space, now we're just talking about milk. I looked for space facts, but the space facts I found were targeted at, like, ages, like, 2 through 4 or something. It's like, the moon isn't made of cheese or whatever. Let me look for space facts.
The moon is not made of cheese, despite everyone being obsessed with milk, I promise.
Oh yeah, neutron stars. How much do you know about neutron stars?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so neutron stars are basically like, they're on the teeter-totter between becoming a black hole and just not being a black hole yet. Like, I think a teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh about as much as the Pyramid of Giza. They spin like 300,000 times a second or whatever. They're like crazy. Also, when they bump into each other, it's like the most violent explosions there are in the universe. Because like if black holes collided, they just sort of like absorb all of their explosiveness. Because like, they literally suck in things faster than light, nothing get out. But because neutron stars just barely don't, they're just incredibly violent.
That's fair. That makes sense, actually.
I might also be full of shit because I do not know all of these things thoroughly. I'm not an astrophysicist. Yeah, we should talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He has very good insights into everything. This is sarcasm.
Yeah, it's sarcasm. Good.
How was the game?
How was the game? The game.
Yeah, how much space did it have in it?
It had very little space. In the sense that I assumed it was in space, right? Mm-hmm. But it was kind of in this empty desert sort of situation with a lot of huge architecture-style puzzles, kind of thing. So it wasn't necessarily. I don't even know if it was in space, but I made that assumption because the little guy looks like an astronaut.
So a little Among Us.
A little Among Us, yes. We can probably close it up at any time because I got about 20 minutes of this, and since we're constantly talking, editing it down won't shorten it. Usually I do like an hour of recording per video, and then it gets cut down a lot. But with this, because we're constantly talking, it won't get cut down nearly as much, so.
So I suppose this means, I don't know, if you ever want to start a space podcast, we can try.
Oh god.
I'm like almost out of material already.
Yeah, neither of us know anything about space. I think a space podcast might be a very bad idea.
Yeah.
We have like 2 episodes and then peter out. Space. The final frontier.
Have you seen WallE?
I have seen WallE.
How many times have you seen it?
Probably once.
Question.
Okay.
Is the romance between WallE and Eve, is it straight?
It depends on how you think about it, because they're robots, Derrick. I don't think they really truly recognize gender, so in that sense they're both non-binary, so is it gay? Is it straight? Is it both? Is it neither? I can't really say, to be honest.
But what do you feel? You don't need to be correct. Is it straight propaganda, or is it the LGBT agenders coming to get us?
I'd say it's probably the second one. They are robots. They have no concept of gender.
The gay agenders.
Gay agenders. Yeah, there you go.
Do you think that any birds ever just get curious and just be like, what if we just kept flying up? What if it just kept going?
I think birds probably know better. Birds are pretty smart.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like if I was a bird, like I want to try it at least once, right? Like how high up can I go?
That would not be a good idea.
I mean, I'd probably like give up after a bit.
Yeah, if you were able to fly high enough where you still had oxygen and were fine, you'd probably get tired and give up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna like keep going until I die. It's like I'm just gonna go until I get kind of tired, and it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you think they believe that they could fly to the moon if they tried hard enough?
I will not presume to know what birds believe. They are simply little guys. They're very intelligent little guys, but they are simply little guys.
Well, yeah, but when I was a kid, I thought if I dug straight down, I can go visit China.
I think a lot of kids think that.
Exactly. Like, why wouldn't the birds think if I fly really high, I can go to that thing?
You know what? Maybe. Okay, well, Derrick, thank you for joining me to talk about space today.
I hope I can get more appearances on your channel. It's always fun hanging out with you, and it's always good to listen to my own voice later.
Derrick loves listening to his own voice.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. There's this clip from a game that goes like, I am going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Yeah. Space.
Space! Like, he's like barely not laughing. Like, that's presumably the best take they had.